guys, it's Kelly. I am back with another process video for my Creative Scrapbook Kit Club, and I am using their June kit, their main kit, which was full of the Simple Stories line, Life in Color. And one of my favorite pages, or one of my favorite papers from this collection is that XOXO paper, but it was for the other side. For whatever reason, I just really love that yellow and white diagonal stripe. I tend to gravitate towards diagonal stripes anyway, and I don't know if it's just because I haven't used yellow in a while, or if it was, the particular hue of the yellow, but I just really loved it, and I almost had to force myself to use this side because I wanted to hoard the yellow and white diagonal stripe. But I knew that for this layout and the story that I wanted to get down on this page, that the XOXO background was going to be the better choice. So I left a lot of this in. I had somewhat pre-planned the page, but not in exact detail. So I will struggle quite a bit with the photo placement, with the placement of the title, and I actually walk away from it and we'll come back to it. So I decided that I wanted a diagonal, somewhat of a diagonal design element on this page, and I just really felt like the top portion of that XO paper was a little bit too heavy, so I had trimmed it down a little bit, and I will adhere it and then I will change my mind and trim it down even more. So my thought process when I'm making this page is I wanted to, play up on the red of my husband's shirt and then maybe bring in a little bit of the yellow or a little bit of the teal and just leave the black white with a little pops of the color to be the accent. And I end up bringing in lots of little pops of color, but I love the way that it ended up. So I decided that I wanted to go ahead and start getting things down. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to turn out, but I knew that I liked the patterned paper placement. Gosh, say that quickly, and or not so quickly, and you'll get tongue-tied just like me. But I knew that I liked that placement, so I really wanted to figure out how I could work around it. So at this point, this is when you'll see I'm picking up things that I had pulled and trying to see if I like them or if I don't. And, I end up just walking away from it. And I find that when I do that, I come back to it and it's, usually a lot easier for me to either continue on with the page or to figure out what's not working. So at this point I'm thinking I don't want that top piece. I'll just, have that smaller diagonal on the bottom, or not the smaller, but just have that be the main piece. And I'm just removing the adhesive and, just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And I end up just putting it aside for the moment and just going to work on getting other things placed around the page. And this is about the time where I just think, okay, what I'm doing is not working. I just need to walk away. And I left some of this in just so that, you could see some of the struggle and some of the thought process of what I was trying to do and what I was, trying to figure out. And at this point, I'm looking back and I'm like, I have no idea why it is so hard, but it's just sometimes that's just the way it is. So when I don't know what to do, I do fidgety things like just, trim down that little piece of paper so I can see exactly where the title is going to go. And I decided that I did not like the title to be split. And at this point, when I came back to it, I decided that I wanted the black back up top, but that I wanted to make it a little bit smaller to take away some of that visual weight at the top of the page. And I think that just tended to work a little bit better. I love the pops of black, but I find that I easily get the page, or I fight with the colors, and I tend to work with softer colors. And, this picture really kind of demanded a little bit more of a bold, between my daughter's uniform being black and my husband's shirt being red, and then he's got an Orioles hat on, which is orange. So it really needed some bold color, I think, unless I had just printed the photo in black and white. And at this point, when I came back to it and moved things around, it started falling in place. And I decided to adjust my title to read "He is your biggest fan" as opposed to just "your biggest fan." And I ended up doing that because I was trying to figure out where I was going to journal. But then when I thought, if I switched the title, there really doesn't need to be anything else, because the photo says 100% of the story that I wanted to show. It was just a candid shot that I got. My husband's just looking down at her, and he's just so proud of her, and we love going to her tournaments. And I just thought that the title and the photo said everything that needed to be said. So this is when I'm trying to figure out what little pops of color I want, and I liked that little yellow chipboard heart, so I decided to bring some more yellow throughout the page and the little flowers, and I just went ahead and fussy cut some of these little flowers, thinking that that would help balance, that color of yellow. And I do like the way that that is starting to come together, but then I decided that I really wanted that label. And at this point, everything is really starting to come together, and I feel like I'm not beating my head up against a brick wall anymore. And I'm just going through the sticker sheets. The Simple Stories sticker sheets has a ton of phrases and just all sorts of different shapes. I can't even think. Use your words, Kelly. Stickers of like the things that coordinate with the collection, whether it be the flowers or the stars, and the words, phrases, letter stickers. I think it's a ton of stuff. So sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming, which is why what I try to do at the beginning is just pull off a few of the things to the side, that upper right hand corner that you see me working from, just so that is what I know that I'm going to start with. And I pulled off the sticker at the bottom, and I can't remember what it says, but it was just so perfect for this photo. And I like it when you can find things that reinforce what you want to make your layout about. And I really felt like between the things that I added, like the sayings of the stickers and the photo and the title, that I really didn't need to journal anything, because everything was already said. And the paper, the XO paper, just reinforced it as well. So I'm just getting things stuck down. I will eventually alter or move that cluster at the bottom that I'm fussing with right now, and I will move one of that turquoise flower at the bottom and get those kind of nestled all together to where it just looks more cohesive. And I do love the way that that ends up. And I go ahead and put the pink flower on Pop Dots. I would have never ever thought that I would have brought in a pink flower with this layout, but I felt like when I got the pink on the clusters that it brought something, that little something that I felt like was missing. And again, like I said, it's nowhere near what my thought process was, but when I added it, I just felt like it completed what I was looking for. So that label I had fussy cut from one of their 3x4 cards, and the flowers are either chipboard flowers that came with the kit, or are ones that I fussy cut off that beautiful wood grain paper that is full of florals. So this is pretty much it. I'm just going to be moving a few final things around the layout, the clusters, and just sticking them down because I don't like anything to move afterwards. I do cut out me placing the title because that was That's a boring part to watch. And I went ahead and pulled some of the phrases that I felt like were pertinent to the story and put them in that corner as well. And the clear stickers, I found one that worked that said, "This makes me smile." And I put that on the label in that top right hand corner. So I will have all the information linked down below about my Creative Scrapbook Kit Club. Just click on that link and it will take you to the site. And I do have some stills at the end. So thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate all your sweet comments. I read them and they really make my day. So thanks so much, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.